Phoenix Books presents
When Heaven and Earth Changed Places by Ly Hayslip and J. Wirtz. Prologue. Dedication to Peace. For my first 12 years of life, I was a peasant girl in Ly, a small village near Da Nang in central Vietnam. My father taught me to love God, my family, our traditions, and the people we could not see, our ancestors. He taught me that to sacrifice oneself for freedom was a very high honor. For my love of my ancestors and my native soil, he said, I must never retreat. From my mother, I learned humility and the strength of virtue. She also taught me that there is no love beyond faithful love, and that in my love for my future husband, my ancestors, and my native soil, I must always remain steadfast. For the next 3 years, I loved, labored, and fought for the Viet Cong against American and South Vietnamese soldiers. Everything I knew about the war, I learned as a teenage girl from the North Vietnamese cadre leaders in the swamps outside Ly. During these midnight meetings, we peasants assumed everything we heard was true because what the Viet Cong said matched, in one way or another, the beliefs we already had. The first lesson we learned about the new American war was why the Viet Cong was formed and why we should support it. We were taught that Vietnam was Gong Rom, Jiao Dien, a sovereign nation which had been held in thrall by Western imperialists for over a century, that all nations had a right to determine their own destiny seemed beyond dispute. Since we farmers subsisted by our own hands and felt we owed nothing to anyone but God and our ancestors for the right to live as we saw fit. Even the Chinese, who had made their own disastrous attempt to rule Vietnam in centuries past, had learned a painful lesson about our country's zeal for independence. Vietnam, went the saying, is nobody's lapdog. Because those who favored America quickly occupied the seats of power formerly held by the French, and because the North remained pretty much on its own, the choice of which side best represented independence was, for us, a foregone conclusion. The cadre leaders introduced us to 2 Vietnamese.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?